So if your lead quality just pretty much sucks, or you're wanting to increase your lead generation and you want to make sure you do it in the right way with good quality people coming in, today I want to show you just two things that usually work really, really well when it comes to increasing your lead quality pretty much. And I can say that because I do it day in, day out in my business when we advertise, and I have done it for the 50 plus coaches that I've worked with that has led to over $1 million in sales for them. And that's been in all different niches, all different markets, so it works. So I'm just going to share that with you today. There's really two main things that you need to generate quality leads, right? And there's a lot of things you can hear online, but what I found in terms of lead quality is all about who in the market you're speaking to when you're marketing and advertising yourself, and how you capture them as a lead. For me, that's been the two simplest things that I found in terms of ensuring quality in leads. Pretty straightforward, right? So let me break those down. So the first thing in terms of who you're speaking to is making sure that you're speaking to leads who are problem aware or solution aware. So no matter what niche you're in, no matter what market you're in, when you're going to advertise yourself, there's going to be a portion of the market who has an issue but doesn't really recognize that they have an issue and isn't as such in a state of pain. There's going to be a portion of the market who has the pain and knows of it. There's going to be a portion of the market who has the pain, knows they have the pain, and knows there are solutions. There's going to be people who knows the pain, know they have the pain, knows the solutions, and knows your solution. So it's just different levels of market awareness, right? What I found to be the most effective and the quickest win when you're advertising, doing lead generation straight off the bat to begin with, is to speak to the portions of the market who know they have a problem and know there are solutions to their problem. It's literally as simple as that. Honestly, there's just so much rubbish online, so many people trying to overcomplicate this stuff and give you all of these fancy things. At the end of the day, if you get that right, that will solve 90% of your lead generation issues. And when a lot of people tell me they've run ads and the quality's been crap, that's usually the biggest issue. It's number one, you're just not speaking. Yes, all right, there's some ad setup issues and all that stuff, but the biggest factor is you're not clearly speaking to the customer who has a pain point or knows there is a solution to their pain point and speaking to them in that way. Now, the best way to do that is you might not consciously know it off the top of your head. Exercise that I give all of my clients, which I'd recommend you just do, takes 10 minutes. Sit down and write down 3 columns, right? Have unaware, aware, solution aware. And just map out in each of those columns what traits, what pains, what is that person experiencing in each of those columns, and just map it out and separate it. Because there are different avatars within your client avatar that you're going after, right? And once you get clear and sit down and really understand, okay, right, the person who is problem unaware, the person who is problem aware and solution aware experiences these specific things, that is then how you are going to attract people in your adverts who are higher quality. Because then all you need to do in your ads is only use language that the problem aware and solution aware person uses. It's literally that, there's not much more for me to say than that, right? And by doing that, what that does is, and in general from a marketing point of view, is it just makes sure that what you're saying only resonates with one person, so only one type of person is going to click on it. It's that easy, right? Anything that you put out online to promote yourself, content, adverts, anything at all, what you write and what you say is going to be a direct correlation of who you attract. And if you consciously sit down and think about who you want to attract, what the problem-aware person feels, what the solution-aware person feels, and like I say, you map that out and only speak on that, very simply, you're only going to attract that person. And by the nature of that, that then means you're going to attract people who are better quality leads because they know they have a problem, they're in pain, and they know there are solutions to their problems, so they're shopping around. It's that easy. That is the first step. Right? Now, the second step to that is the type of adverts you run to generate these people as leads. Because again, even if your messaging is spot on, if you don't generate them in the right way or set up your campaigns in the right way, it doesn't really matter if you put in all of that groundwork. It's still going to make your life a bit hard, right? So here's what I recommend that you do and what I've seen to work. So the thing that I recommend that you do is run adverts that drive leads to your Instagram page. So let me explain it. In terms of lead generation, there's tons of different ways you can do it. You can offer somebody a free guide in exchange for their name, email, phone number. You can offer them a PDF, an ebook, a video training, get them to sign up to a webinar, a masterclass, all of that stuff. That can work. What I find though as well is that with that you have very few sort of touch points and things that you can show them to help them to see that you're for them, if that makes sense. And like I said a second ago, with increasing lead quality, what you put out is a direct correlation of who you attract. Now, the more things you can put in front of of people before they opt in, the more likely, once you optimize your messaging, that the right people will opt in. Now, the thing that I find for coaches in particular when it comes to doing lead generation through like a free training or free ebook, is there's not many things that you can really give and really map out and really show them before they opt in, which then leads to a very scattered lead quality, right? And that's where that inconsistency can come in. So the type of campaigns that I actually recommend that you run is an advert where your Instagram page becomes the lead magnet, right? So essentially what you do is you run an ad which speaks to the problem-aware and solution-aware person, talking about all the pains that they have, and make sure they're pains that they're aware of. When they click on that ad, it drives them to their Instagram page, and on the ad it's essentially saying, look, follow me, take a look for my content. If you're X person with Y problem looking for Z transformation, my content will help with that. So your content becomes a lead magnet. And then on your page, when they follow, that's the opt-in, right? And that's how you generate them as a lead. But by doing it in that way, long story short, what it actually does for you is it means that the ad does a lot of qualifying in terms of the pain points because you've really focused on your messaging in terms of problem aware, solution aware. But then when they come on your page, if you optimize your page and only make your page around the avatar, again, who is problem aware, solution aware, they've got all of these different things that they can indulge and consume before they ever opt in. And so what it means by that is, again, going back to that point that I said, what you put out will directly correlate to who you attract. So if you do this and you focus on this reflection in this way, essentially, long story short, what it will mean for you is that before people opt in, they indulge all your content, which is very specific to a portion of your avatar, the person who's problem aware, solution aware. And by the nature of that, then, the people that actually opt in, the quality is 10 times higher. Now, not only that, but because there's low friction, you're not asking for a name, an email, or a phone number. All they have to do is follow for useful content. The friction's extremely low. So then what happens is the quantity of leads you get for the same budget is 10 times higher, right? So what happens for you, essentially, is quality increases, but so does volume of quality. And as a byproduct of that, with those higher quality leads, it's simple. It just means that you're going to get more sales and just more success with your advertising and lead generation. And that's pretty much all you have to do. Like, it's very simple, but it works. And my focus over my years of running this business and improving my lead generation has just been simplicity. Making it dead simple and easy for people to access this stuff and to use this stuff. And that's all you need to do, right? Is think about who you want consciously and think about the person who is problem aware. And again, like I say, once you've done that, then run ads in that way and make the ad all around and the page all around that avatar who's experiencing that problem and is in that situation, right? And the way that you can optimize your page is you can have your story pinned at the top and link the story to the client where they are now so they resonate with you. Have testimonials of people that you've helped transform in the same way as the avatar, and testimonials where somebody was in the same situation that your avatar is in now, and then have a post breaking down your unique mechanism, essentially why you're different, why they should listen to you, something to capture their attention. The rest of your content, just make it on micro problems that your client has. Think of it this way, right? Your target client has a big overarching problem. In the middle of that problem are loads of little micro problems. For example, for me, the overarching problem for coaches is they don't know how to get clients. The micro problems, they don't know how to generate leads, they don't know how to generate quality leads, they don't know how to book calls, they don't know how to create content which speaks to their leads in the right way, they don't know how to define a niche, they don't know how to run ads, etc., etc., etc. But I speak on the micro problems that only problem aware and solution aware potential clients of mine have. And it's simple. By doing that, then, when people come on my page, they resonate with it, it stands out to them, and it's something that they understand, and they opt in that way, and the right people opt in. And again, I'm currently spending around £7,000 a month on my advertising, and my quality is brilliant, and it's because I do exactly what I've just shared there. So if you've got any questions about that, my Instagram's below. More than happy to answer anything you want, so drop me a message there. And yeah, if you're looking to increase your lead quality, you're not quite sure how to do it, there's a link below, so feel free to go on there and book a call as well.